Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are we in here? Are we in
Hi.
this thing? Welcome back.
Saturday. It's
It's
Saturday.
Saturday, recording a little later. Had a bit of a rough week on my end. We say rest in doggy heaven to my 17-year-old
Mm.
Chihuahua. So we're lucky I'm here today because I would really like to be in a ball crawling or
Yeah.
crying, but this is gonna get me out of that. So
R.I.P. Scooby. He was the sweetest little pup. I
one of
miss
kind,
him.
Scooby and Marilyn and Raider, our like little group of friends, we all got our dogs at the same time, and like
Yeah.
they all aged together thanks to the wonderful care we've provided through all of
Great
these
care.
years and decades, because we all had our dogs for like over a decade, and it just sucks. Losing a dog is like an indescribable feeling because you almost feel silly for like having such an attachment to something that's not even the same species as you. But like, I had my
You
dog
just
17
do.
years. You had your dog over what, 12,
She
13 years,
she was 18.
18. So, it always sucks. It's an adjustment in your everyday routine. And, I'm not getting
It's
any
the
more
worst
animals like
pain.
this after this. Like, I'm done
Hell
with
no.
pets.
I mean, I have a dog. But after her, I was telling my dad, he's like, "Oh, tell Shree I'm sorry." I was telling him how, Scooby died, and he's like, "Do you think I'll get another dog after Tamika?" I said, "Absolutely not. It's the most ghetto experience. No, you guys need to listen. Stop
like love
getting
my dog.
dogs."
If he came running up the driveway this minute, I'd have him for the rest of my life. But
Yeah,
he's the exception to that rule.
I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah.
But do not get a dog. It is so ghetto. It was so cute and fun when I lived at home and I had a doggy door and my parents were there to help. Living in an apartment, being a single mom to a dog, I will never, ever in
And
my
that's
life
the
do this
thing
again.
too about having a dog throughout like all those decades, right? Because you got the dog when you were so young.
Yeah, I was
And
17.
yeah, I was in my very early 20s when I got my
I was a
dog.
teen mom.
Yeah. And so it's like, you learn things and stuff like that. But I am no longer in an era where I feel like taking care of things. I would like the autonomy of going on vacation and just going. I don't have to board
Mhm.
anybody. I don't have to get a dog sitter, So while I will miss him forever, forever ends there. No more dogs, no more cats for
Yeah.
me. Already lost two of those. I'm pretty done with that. So,
And people
I,
don't talk about how hard it is when you're taking care of an old, sick dog.
and how
It's like you don't
fast.
even enjoy their last, moments
No.
because you're so stressed out.
And that's what I feel the guiltiest about is like the last like 6 months have been stressful, as they decline. If you're lucky enough to have a dog that just dies of old age, it's like they're old for a really long time. And then you just wake up one day and nothing works. Like their legs don't
Yeah.
work. They're having accidents. And so, because of that, it's a lot like, again, I work with healthcare. It's a lot like what I hear people say about when they have older parents and they get caregiver strain and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. So, you got to know when to let them go. I do have solace in the fact that I knew when to let him go. And
Mm-hmm.
so, although it breaks my heart, also, I'll just recommend this and then we'll move on because I'm not trying to get all heavy. If you have aging dogs and you have to put them down, I cannot recommend home euthanasia enough. I reached out to Courtney when my dog got sick or when I knew that we had to make that decision. And when we put my cat down, it was the most traumatic experience of my life. Courtney gave me a recommendation from another friend of hers, and they came to my house to put my dog down. And I wish I would have known about this with my other animals. It was just,
I know. I wish I would have thought about it for Maryland, but it all happened. It
it
was,
happened so fast.
yeah,
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend, and it was just like all of a sudden she
Isn't that
like,
crazy? Scooby got sick Memorial Day weekend.
and it was so sad. I had to put her down on my mom's birthday. I called her. I'm like,
Oh, that's
I'm so
Labor Day
sorry to
weekend.
ruin your
Labor Day.
birthday.
Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, Labor Day. Yeah. I'm like, I'm so sorry to ruin your birthday, but Marilyn's dying. She's like, it's okay.
Well, I kept telling everybody like close to me and that knew and loved Scooby, like, I don't know, y'all. Like, you better if when they would come over and stuff, you better get your hugs in and stuff because I don't know how much longer. And everybody thought I was joking, and it's like, no, dude, I'm setting a timer when I go to sleep every night,
It's
every two
because as
hours
like
to get
the
up and
the
check on him.
parent,
Like,
the dog we are like already like cavalier, but everyone else isn't used to it yet. They haven't made
Yeah.
their peace.
And again, because it's like we have had them, they're part of our everyday life. So it's easy to like kind of be dismissive of that almost. Not dismissive, but just not fully understand, you know? But anyways, let's get into the mess.
Yeah.
Enough of that, enough of the sadness. Let's get started with Housewives of
Let's get
Atlanta
into the
because
mess.
I'm
R.I.P.
having a
Scooby.
time with Atlanta.
Wait,
Like
hold
I
on one
know,
second.
uh-huh.
1 second. My sister just called me screaming in some get up,
I could hear it
probably
looked like
from
she was having a
Newly.
hot girl night.
No, it was not a hot girl. It was some smock, probably from
Oh.
Newly, singing Dangerously in Love. I said, girl.
We'll call you back, Chan. We'll call you back.
Yeah, like,
Let's get into Atlanta because I'm having
yes.
fun in Atlanta. A
I
lot of
love
people have
it.
been
I love
skeptical
my
of the
Georgia
season,
peaches.
but I was entertained this week. I've been entertained the last couple of weeks. I mean, I'm not bored, and I could say like I've been enjoying this more than I enjoyed Beverly Hills this past season. So
Well, Beverly Hill's been going downhill
well, you
for a
let
while.
certain people tell it, and then people swear Atlanta is not still giving what it used to give. It's not going to give what it used to give. Nini's gone,
Yeah.
Kim's
Yeah.
gone, Sheree's gone, so it's not going to give that. But
Just the
I feel like,
landscape is gone.
and there's also the argument that Portia can't carry the franchise on her own. Like she's not the staple, but I don't feel like they need a staple. Like I feel like,
I feel like the staples are more staples lights now. It's like Portia, Phaedra, and Cynthia. And they're
yeah,
all like together, kind of like the magnitude of Nini.
yeah, because I do like that you have the old school with Cynthia coming in as a friend of. I think that is a great lane for her, especially with this particular group
She's
of
the best
ladies.
at friend of.
She is, and she comes in and she kind of just brings the peace and like almost like you're not going to cut up too bad because your auntie's in here, right?
Yeah. And
So
this is my opinion on housewives. They should all be friends of. Nobody should be a main housewife because in today's landscape of housewives, we're not really getting their lives because no one wants their business in the streets like that. So I need you all to be friends of in the sense of you get together, you kiki, you throw some shade, and it's nice and easy because everyone doesn't need a storyline unless something crazy is happening in your life,
yeah.
like Wendy and the lawsuits or Dory. Even now, this divorce, I'm over it. Like last season, it was fine. Now, even with Erica, it's you get like one maybe 2 seasons. Kyle, I don't need to hear about your divorce anymore.
Well,
I
even like
definitely don't want to hear about your daughter's wedding.
Well, we can definitely even use Kelly in Atlanta as an example of that, right? Because we met Kelly going through issues, right? She was
Yeah.
already divorcing that man. She already had a restaurant, one successful restaurant, one restaurant on the cusp of opening. That restaurant has opened and is a flop. And
Of
now
course.
we see her struggling for a storyline in the form of, I can't film with my kids. It's ruining my life. Kelly, what else do you have going on? There's been lots of housewives that have been unable to film with their children. Tamara Judge has not been able
Yeah.
to film with her children
Sutton,
like her
she could have
second
filmed
or
with her
third
kids.
season. Who?
Sutton, remember? That's how why she was a
Sutton,
friend of because she couldn't film. Her husband wouldn't let her.
Bethany.
Oh my God.
Like
Sometimes I forget Bethany's a mom
there's a lot
because
of
we've never
housewives
seen
that have
Bryn.
not been able to film with their children. So it's like, what else do you have going on? You can't show us who you're dating. You're calling him some weird name in confessionals. So what else is going on?
Well, it's because Kelly is not iconic. I could talk about her time blue in the face. Why are you filing for bankruptcy or on the cusp of it? And you're wearing a men's $140 t-shirt, cosplaying it as a dress.
My
That is a
notes
man's
literally say,
t-shirt.
my notes literally say high fashion Tom Ford shirt plus all of her extravagant expenses. Because let's go back. Let's go back to last season. You showing your wealth or lack thereof with all those purses that you got your daughter,
17 purses for her daughter.
but then you want to nickel and dime her on the Uber X in this episode.
And you can't afford her a car. I'm sorry. You know me, I'm a handbag girl. But I would rather a car than 17 handbags. That
My
don't make
note
no sense.
literally says high fashion Tom Ford shirt plus all of her extravagant expenses, but can't save her business.
And let's really get into it. She wants Shamia divorced just like her dusty ass.
Oh, probably. Probably.
She's so jealous of Shamia. And Shamia, I don't care about the surrogate.
Wait.
Sorry.
Break down why you think she's jealous.
She's jealous because Shamia's rich. Shamia has a man. And while Gerald, I don't think has any interest in this show, I do think he cares about Shamia. I do think they probably have a pretty decent marriage off camera, but he just gives I have a job.
I think that he reminds me a lot of Tom Girardi, if I'm being honest. I don't think his businesses are illegitimate by any means, but I do think that,
I don't think he's as mean.
well, I do. I think he does it in a different way. Like, I think if we give him enough time, he'll show himself being mean, but he can be very dismissive of her. It often gives that he's saying,
Well, this is the issue. These men who are very serious marry these very silly women and then get mad when the women are silly.
but
Shamia been
it's
like
even
this
beyond,
forever.
I'm not even talking about like how she comes across on camera. I'm talking about his lack of, or at least the perceived lack of support he has for her and everything she does outside of this show. I mean, it's giving, if I can't get a male heir from you, either you're going to let me go to where I'm from. I forget where he's from, so I don't want to say it. You're going to let me go to where I'm from and procreate with somebody else, or I'm going to trade you in for somebody that will give me a male heir. She is hooting and hollering and crying like
Yeah,
there's a
she's
lot on the table if she doesn't have a male for.
no, Shri, it's gross. And this is why I can never date a super traditional man. Because first off, I have no desire for a son. Let's start there. So I would be like, thank you, Jesus. None of the boys are sticking. I mean, I love all the boys in my life, but personally, I don't need a son. Like, I don't think that would ever make or break my life. I'm just like, girl, girl, this is
Yeah,
weird. And I just
I
don't
don't see
care
a lot
about
of
this
I don't
surrogate
see a
storyline.
lot of love through them. It just seems like he really just goes through the motions.
No.
I really do. Oh,
No, they by
wait.
good marriage, I mean they're both getting what they want out of it.
Can we talk about Kelly's old face?
Yeah, I told you she used to be pretty.
That's not,
If she
well,
would have if I think if she would have let herself, because that was when she was what, 19. I think if she wouldn't have did all these surgeries, let her natural face settle in, I think she could have been pretty. There was a different person. I If she didn't say that was me and they flash back, I would have been like, who is this woman?
I'm just not going to say what I want to say then because I
Because she's was ugly.
I don't think there was much to help. Like I feel like
I would prefer to look at that face than the one I'm looking at.
I
I
wouldn't.
hate
I wouldn't.
I hate the way she looks.
I don't
Honestly,
love how she looks now, but here's the thing. The
I
weird thing
think if her
is she's
titties were
done so
smaller,
much. She's done so much, but nothing at all. Like she still looks exactly the same. It's like you puffed up a face that was already puffy. Like you already had high cheekbones. You already had a
she
really full top
she had and
lip.
she had a round face.
Yeah, so I just don't understand the need to go
I
in and puff
just
up
think
what's
she's
already
tragic
puffy.
looking.
I don't know.
Like I think if her boobs were smaller, I'd be less irritated.
Let's talk about Kay Michelle and this scene at the doctor's office with her husband. First of all, her husband's ugly. There, I said it.
He's beyond that, he's weird looking.
He's She just keeps talking about everyone has this plot. Oh, this plot, this plot, this plot. And when
Shri,
wait, hold on, because I just want to get this off really fast because it's really confusing to even think about. She keeps on intimating X, Y, and Z didn't do this person didn't, for instance, Phaedra. She claims her and Phaedra cleared the air enough because Phaedra cleared her name with her. And she makes the statement, Phaedra knew not to play with me. That's why. Which one is it? Are you the bad bitch that's like, bitch, I'll yodel all up in your face? Or do these girls not know not to play with you? Because they're currently playing with you according to you, and you're shriveling up and crying about how everyone's being mean to you. But you sit down with your husband in this doctor's office, and it's, yeah, these bitches know not to play with me. But they are playing with you according to you, and all you're doing is crying about it.
look, it's to the point where I don't even I don't even pay attention to her scenes because I think K Michelle is mentally ill. Like I think she's crazy. I think she's a little
Something's not
crazy.
right.
Something is not right in her. Like I don't think she's like something's not right in her head. She is very paranoid. And maybe reality TV. First, I thought it was just the girls in Atlanta because I too would lose my mind if I said someone beat me and you're trying to say no, he didn't because he says hi to me. You know what I mean? Because he's
But
nice to you.
at
But
the end of
it's
the day, we've all gone through things with friends. That was literally over 10 years
I
ago.
know,
Love
but
Hip
that's the
Hop is
point
on
I'm
its
making.
final season. So
That
we shake that off. Let that shit.
that I let slide because
Yeah.
that would make me go crazy too. But now, what, 15 years later? No, you're just crazy. That wasn't a blip. You're crazy. And I need her. I
You
want
think that
her
she's
and Pinky and
crazy?
Kelly off my screen.
Does she think she's making good TV? Like, I don't know what it is that she's trying to do. It's like, what are you trying to do?
She just needs to go. Her Pinky and Kelly can go. They're giving nothing.
Well, Portia sits down with her mom and her sister to discuss dating, and I don't even want to talk about this whole Mike situation because the shit is fake. Like I
Oh,
said,
the guy that came to dinner or
yeah,
whatever.
Mike is from Ready to Love. He was on the OWN network. He was on another dating show. He's been on other dating shows. This is just kind of what this guy does. So I'm not entertaining that.
I
But
like her being in her bi era.
my question is, why does it matter what Dennis thinks about the mariachi band coming? You guys are not together anymore.
They have a weird relationship.
Like what I would not give a shit what my baby daddy thought about what the next nigga is doing for me that's courting me.
Honestly,
I
I want
moved
her
on
and
my block.
Dennis to get
Go
back
away from
together.
me. That's
I
what
want them back
happened.
together.
We're gonna get back together.
I just feel like it would be better for everyone. I get it. He cheated on you, you're pregnant. I could not imagine something so heinous happening to me, but I think Portia's over it.
Oh yeah, I think she's definitely just interested in friendship at this point. Like I don't and
I
raising
just
their
I
child.
just want them to get back together and be a family because her and Sway, I'm not buying it. And it's not that I'm buying Portia not
I
being gay.
am.
No, I think Portia likes women. I'm just okay. Someone in TikTok commented on Sway's TikTok and said Portia can find a bag. And I said, she can't.
But I also felt like with their dinner scene when they went on their date, and I don't know, maybe I'm just looking for hope in the universe somewhere these days. It just seemed like she was giddy, like she was excited to be. And I mean, at this point, we've seen Portia around several different love interests, but she just seemed very
No, I think she
comfortable.
likes Sway. Sway
Yeah.
seems like a nice person. I think she really likes women. I just don't think this is for the long run. I don't think
Oh,
anyone
well,
is for Portia's long run. I think
yeah,
Portia
sure.
is a hot girl and she's gonna just keep finding new people to
Yeah.
date. Like I'm just like I don't take it serious. I don't care.
I
Like,
mean, if it's
but
what
I
has to
like her
be.
finally being out.
Right, that's my thing because those of us that have been watching Housewives for a long time, I'm sure we all remember back in the day when Portia was on in the church saying that being gay is wrong and that people that are
Cordell by far is not perfect.
yes, back in those days when she was a church girl. But throughout the years, Portia has done a lot of projecting onto other people being gay or that they wanted her. And it was like, Portia, just living your truth. You want to have a baby, you had your baby, have fun. It's Atlanta. It's a perfect place to be that way.
Very gay
Let's get to
cat.
this sound bath, child.
Why is Pinky, a vegan, so confused by Reiki healing? Maybe it's because at the end of the day, she's from the South. I'm
Why was
confused.
Portia dressed like that?
Why is Portia ever dressed anyway?
No, this was different than regular Portia crazy. Like you were going to a sound bath.
I'm starting to think they really don't know what a sound bath is.
I just didn't get it. I just and like
Like, was she going to the club after this?
every time another person showed up, it was like she looked sillier and sillier because everybody else was dressed. Well, her and Shamia, they really are. They should become friends again. Because what the fuck did Shamia have on?
What does she
And she was
ever
sitting
have
at the
on?
pool. It's like, where did you guys think you were going?
I really don't think they understand what because like when I go to my sound bath at my gym, I'm going in sweats, like damn near pajamas, because it's relaxing. I don't know.
Where do you
Um,
land on this?
so I
Wait.
hate Kelly.
Oh, go ahead.
But I did like when Kelly said, what was the thing? Dang it, what was the line where Portia said, no, Phaedra said, and we know Portia like she says dating Africans or something.
Nigerians. Every Nigerian in Atlanta or something like that.
What was the line? I can't. Yes, yes. Oh yeah. Portia knows every Nigerian in Atlanta. I was like, Kelly, that was funny. That was kind of funny. I'll give you that, girl.
Where do you land on the argument of whether or not Portia should have mentioned to Kate Michelle that she had dated her ex?
No, like, could she have said it and it wouldn't have been weird? Sure. Did she need to? No, because when I dated him, we weren't friends.
And then also too, it's like, hey Michelle, you're going back and forth on how deep yours and Portia's relationship really is. Because in one breath you say, I don't really know that hoe and I don't like her like that, right? And then in another breath you're like, well, me and Portia are supposed to be friends. Not to mention this dude that we're talking about, he's her ex from that show, The Queen's Court.
Oh, someone broke it down. And I said, oh, so I no longer care.
Yeah, it was just like, come
This is not a real
on.
ex.
Not a real
But
ex.
like,
Like you made this an issue for
you
what?
and Portia, you and Portia aren't friends. You guys are probably loose acquaintances, and they needed a tie-in to bring you on the cast. Let's be
Yeah.
real. Cut it. This is when I realized this bitch is crazy.
Yeah, it's just not
She's off
that
her
deep. And
rocker.
also, too, I need people to stop expecting things from Portia that she's incapable of. Like, Portia has not demonstrated herself on this show. Now, she's great to watch, but she's not demonstrated herself as a very good friend over the years. Like, she doesn't really have loyalty to
No.
anybody but herself. So, I'm gonna need you guys to start just expecting
Yeah,
the bare minimum from her. She's like a friend, a fun going out friend. She's not the friend that you confide in life about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, of course Portia didn't think it
literally.
pertinent because also Portia don't love these hoes. She don't take them seriously. So it's like probably in her head,
I
it
was
wasn't
it was
serious
never
enough.
that deep.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was like, but it was never that deep, mama. What do you mean?
Yeah.
She probably was thinking, which one?
Yeah. And
But
the
I
guy,
loved how
like,
Portia just blacked out and was like, you sleeping with that married man, and just, Phaedra, you know.
and I know she's telling the truth. I just know she is
Kelly
because
gives
she's
I'll sleep with a
ready.
married man.
Well, first of all, Kelly came in with the demeanor that she should have stayed her ass at home. Let's start there. But obviously, we know she needs to
Yeah.
check. So she had to show up and film her scene. So she shows up, she's a sourpuss the entire time. And there's nothing worse than being at an event like a sound bath or something spiritual and somebody's bringing down the whole thing. Then you throw that dagger at Portia, and Portia is not the one to be holding a wine glass in her face. We already know how she gives it up.
That was the most I'm not a fighter, but I would have slapped that bitch real quick. That is glass in my face.
And it's like, what the fuck is wrong
Easily
with
breakable
you?
glass.
Oh my God. Speaking of glass in the face, of course, I was watching my Amazon Prime Bravo channel the other night and they were rerunning Married to Medicine. And it was the episode where Lisa Nicole threw the glass at
The
Quad and Quad had that big ass band-aid on her face. Do you remember that?
I would have beat her ass.
She threw that
How
anyway.
you gonna throw I don't think that's the season I didn't watch.
Oh, that's a
Because
good
I don't think I
season.
watched a Lisa Nicole season.
Lisa Nicole was a good season. Like her
Okay, I'll
and
have to
that
go back and watch.
man,
I love Married to
especially
Medicine.
because they accused him of being gay. And I feel like you would agree. It's a good one. It's a
I do
good
have a
one.
great radar.
Right. Anyways, enough about them. Do we have any more blacks to talk about? Is it just them? Just Atlanta right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We move on to the non-blacks. Where do you want to go? Do you want to save Summer House for last?
Let's say Sarah Celeste. Let's just go to Rhode Island.
Yeah, get that light shit out of the way. This show is
It was
starting to
just
get on my nerves.
oh, I still love them. They're still my girlies. Um,
Or I
I
should
love
say
Alicia.
it's the Rosie Kelsey of it all that's getting on my nerves. I'm just
So
really
they
over this.
Rosie and Kelsey need to go
I'm
next
so
season. I
over
love
it.
Alicia more and more every day. Rosie and Kelsey feel like they're on their own show.
But a
And
show that
Ash,
I don't want to watch. Like I'm
exactly.
tired.
They are both I'm sorry. This is my issue I realize with Kelsey. She's not funny. She's not funny. The whole slam pig sash, I didn't find that funny. The blowhorn,
It
I
flopped
didn't find that
just as
funny.
much as the blowhorn flopped. Like these things, I know you're trying to do the Kenya Moore hair care or whatever you're
Yeah.
trying
Oh,
to
that
do,
was okay.
but it's just like it's tired. It's like how every old season of Bad Girls Club, every new girl came on trying to do her version of I ain't getting no sleep because of y'all,
Oh,
and
the pots.
it's like enough already. Come up with something original.
She's just not funny to me. I want her gone. Rosie, I just find boring. They both look alike. I'm over it. The whole Liz and Alicia, I truly get why they are both so passionate about their stances.
I
But
feel like
Liz, for the love of God,
Liz has to
let it go.
understand that everyone's perception is their personal reality. And like, I was never kicked out of my home by my father, but there were times in my life where we lived with my grandma. And I would feel not homeless, but I would kind of start to feel like, when are we going to have our own place though? Like, I love being here with Granny, but we lived not with her
Exactly.
before.
I I get where Alicia's coming from. While she was not living in a car or on the streets, to her, that was homeless. And everybody, depending on where you grew up and how you grew up, your definition of certain things are going to be different than maybe the lowest definition of it. Like
Yeah.
people's rock bottom, everyone's rock
Yeah.
bottom is different.
For
So,
instance,
Liz,
if you
yes,
had your own room and now at grandma's, you have to go. She said they were in her grandma's converted basement. So that's, yes, you
yeah.
were not homeless, but and as a child,
And
that
she
can
was like
be
6 or
traumatic.
something.
Yeah. So it's like I went
Yeah,
from
she was
having my
young.
beautiful room, my Barbie dream house, to now I'm in my grandma's basement with the washer and dryer. Uncle Tony's coming down here at 4 a.m. to get his laundry. Like that's a stark difference. So, Liz,
And
that's
then
her reality. Let her have it.
what also I think is the biggest issue of that is that not only did her home life change and her parents got divorced, it sounds like she never really saw her dad again after that. So that
Hmm.
adds a layer to the trauma of it all. And at least if it was like, oh, her dad left the family, but she still had her home, that
Yeah.
might have been a little different. It might not have been as traumatic because something stayed the same. But I'm like, Liz, I get what you're saying. And I get why Alicia wasn't in a shelter.
Yeah.
That was homeless for her. Let it go.
Yeah, I
Let
just
it
feel
go.
like Liz, like you can, and honestly, like Liz, it's not your job to protect her family's story. That's her job. If her family's
I'm
gonna have
starting to wonder, is that like an Italian American thing? Because remember how Caroline was all up in the Gorga's business? And I'm like, last time I heard, you are a Manzo slash Lorita. You are not a
and also
Gorga slash
a fucking
Giudice.
hypocrite because you didn't get along with half of your siblings either. You had a sister that wasn't speaking to you either, Caroline. So it was just like, stay out of my family business and I'll stay out of yours.
And
Nobody's
Jacqueline
family is
punched you in
perfect.
the face.
So like you have
No,
no room to talk. So that's just the thing. And I just feel like Alicia, just let it go. I mean, Liz, just let it go. There's no reason to be
just let it
arguing over
go.
this. That's for sure. Like
Because
causing
it's
arguments. That's
screaming because clearly Alicia is very hurt and is leaving lasting trauma on her. I was really proud of her doing her little business plan to Billy and like staying firm and being like I deserve because yes, she does deserve something.
But I
That
also
she
want
has
her to
great
like
marketing.
I also want her to spread her wings and fly. Like you brag all the time about how your grandfather has owned these pizzeria chains, or I think it's a chain. He has a very successful
Or a
restaurant.
bakery or something. Her
Yeah, they
family
have
has
a
something.
or is Pizza Mama her man's?
Pizza Mom is her man's. Her
Okay.
her grandpa had a bakery. That's what it
Okay,
was.
even better. So you've been surrounded by men who have opened and maintained successful businesses basically your whole life. Instead of pitching to this man who's already not including you in anything else in his business ventures, Have your own business ventures. Get your own bag from this show. You should have been siphoning money off all this time if you haven't been, and get your own standalone.
$5 a week.
You shouldn't need to pitch to him to get
Yeah.
your own wings and fly. And I just want
But
her, I want that for her.
I feel like this show is going to give her that confidence because I think right now she lacks a little confidence when it comes to her and Billy's situation and how he controls everything. But
Mm,
she seems very capable. Like she's not a dummy. So I feel like this show will give her that, like, okay, I can go do things on my own. I don't need Billy to do anything.
gotta
So I'm very
readjust my
excited to see
schedule.
where this goes.
I want, I don't like that Kelsey Rosie called and gave Ashley basically this ultimatum about going to the trivia night. First of all, genius idea if you want to bring in business at a coffee shop instead of a bar, no less.
Because who doesn't love trivia?
And coffee instead of alcohol, where my brain's gonna stay
No, they
sharp.
had alcohol there.
Oh,
They
okay.
had
I didn't
wine.
notice. I didn't
And then
notice.
no, you want to know why I noticed? Because somebody said something about wine, and I was like, my ears perked up because I was like, if you can sell wine, why are you guys not? Why are you struggling?
Or at least like a couple nights a week as a business like venture, maybe Saturday nights, bring in some sidewalk jazz and serve a
Yeah,
couple of
I'm like,
bottles of like Sauvignon Blanc or
this
something.
could
Why
be
not?
a wine bar. Why are you guys struggling if you can? But maybe people, maybe they did it like after hours where you could bring in your own wine.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know, but I was like, if you can have wine here, why are you struggling?
Well, Rosie calls her while they're at Restaurant Depot, Ashley, and basically runs down that her, like, again, like, you fuck Kelsey, I hate that bitch. I don't want to be around her. So if you've invited her to this trivia night, I don't think I can come. And Ashley's like, well, shit, I'm not trying to have her beefing with me. And at the end of the day, Ashley's trying to raise money for a business. She's trying to bring business in. I don't have time to be a part of your silly beef. And I really fucking hate it when friends do that. Like, if you cannot put your issue to the side and be across another room, sit with another group of friends or whatever, I don't have time to decipher if you cannot get along with somebody else I'm friends with. I'm friends with you both for a reason.
And this
I
is not
understand
even
you don't
real
get along.
beef.
It's like not even a real beef. You didn't even have to talk to her if you didn't want to. So it's like, don't put me in a position.
It's like
I thought it was
you guys
dumb.
are boring me with the whole Rosie and Kelsey of it all. I'm bored. Move
Um,
on.
I do want to say about Rula. At some point, you need to show up to work.
Rulala.
You have to show up to work
Somebody said she's the first housewife to work remote.
because either way, he's still cheating on you, and you're still gonna have to face
Yeah,
that.
you're
What
frozen.
I'm just like,
Oh yeah,
Rula,
how she's remote.
at a certain point you need to show up to work, and it's like I understand that you don't want your marriage brought up 24/7, but at some point you have to just tackle this head on. Like you have to just go in there. If you want to be delusional, speak your piece and be like and stay out of my fucking business. What else is going on? If I want to be with
It
this
is what
man,
it is.
yes, like who
I'm just
cares?
at this point, so many people's husbands cheat, girlfriend. You are not.
And she still doesn't even know about the video. Like Alicia has seen her multiple times and has still not even told her about this video. So it's
That's
like, girl,
right.
you still like you might want to start coming around because there's things going on that you are
I
not privy to.
don't think she wants to hear it.
What did you think about the scene with Kelsey, Joellen, and Liz going out to dinner and the discussion coming up of the fact that Kelsey still has that man paying her bills? And I just feel like Bill is not doing it, the man she's dating.
You know, for a woman, how you get your bills paid is none of my business. More power to you. You ain't got to do nothing and get your bills paid. I actually love that for her. I do think it could be a little awkward with her new man, but like you said, if you're not paying the bill, somebody has to.
Because he's just saying, I don't want him doing it, but he's not saying, here's where I can help, here's where I can meet you in the middle. And my thing is, like, you're aware of the kind of woman she is and what is
I
required
was just gonna
with
say,
her, right? And I'm with Liz, like 10 years, married, unmarried, you're going to pay me for my pay. You're going to
you
give me
can't,
something out of this.
yeah, you can't just tell her to go fly.
Yeah. I mean, let her
Like,
tell it. She's very educated. She has her degrees and stuff. But if you haven't been working all this time, you got nothing on the resume, that's for sure.
so
So,
she's only going to get a job that pays so much.
exactly. And it's like, again, she wasn't married to him, and it's like, okay, this is the life we signed up for. But this guy, Bill, is acting like he wants to play in the band, but you're not trying to pay the cost to get into the concert. So like you're not giving her any solutions. So at the end of the day, she still got to get this watch.
Exactly. Like, if you're not paying the bills got to get paid. So
That was pretty much
I'm
them
telling you.
though. It wasn't like much going on in the episode.
Yeah, it was more of a filler episode.
Yeah, not
It was
much.
fine. I
We,
still love them.
yeah, it's not that they're getting on my nerves. It's the Rosie Kelsey of it all that's getting on my nerves. Now that we sit and talk about it,
Yeah, they got to
I'm just
go.
like, I don't
They
have
can't
much
be here next
more.
season.
I don't have much more to give that situation. I really don't. Like I want it done and over with. So anyway,
I'm bored. So let's go over to the valley.
okay.
What are your wait. Oh, that whole thing with Nia at Kristen's house with Zach, and she's bouncing that baby. And
I just
she's
hate
just
that she
like
every time someone
going
comes.
on and on. I was
Well, one of my pet peeves in life is when I sit down to talk to you, to air a grievance with you, and you start bringing up all the issues that you have with me. I don't like that. And Nia does that quite a bit. They sit her down to talk about her husband, and it's like, oh, everybody in this
deflect,
group doesn't
deflect,
drink.
deflect.
Of course,
Yeah,
everybody
but
in
they
this
don't
group
touch
drinks.
people inappropriately. So I don't care if they drink a fifth of vodka a day. You're not touching me inappropriately or yelling at your wife. Sounds like you're probably just a blast.
That's
Your
what I'm
liver has nothing to
saying.
do with mine.
Like you get so defensive every time it's brought up. And, because Kentucky Muffin gets on my nerves, last season when she started up with the whole, oh, they don't have to talk about their life, but I do. Initially, I was annoyed because I was just like, Brittany, because again, I don't really care for her. But she's
Mm-hmm.
right. I mean, right is right and wrong is wrong. Like, if we're going to put it on the table, put it on the table. And your
They need to
friends
go.
and if you can't hear it from your friends, because it's not like Lala sat you down, two friends that you supposedly love and trust
Ride or die.
are telling you, and you don't want to listen to them either. So, at what point do I get to say I don't want to be around your husband?
Did you see her face when her and Danny were sitting down? And he's like, I talked to someone about my drinking. And she looked like, why would you say that on camera?
No, I missed that.
She looked like someone almost slapped her. She was like, why are you saying this on camera? Do not say you talk to someone about your drinking, because my stance is you don't have a drinking problem. Everybody else does.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just But wait, didn't this is very random, but didn't their transition music sound like Anderson Paak?
I can see that. Well, he's from the Valley.
He is, he's from Oxnard.
Okay, I thought he was from Ventura, but same thing.
Yes, he's from
Same thing.
Oxnard.
But yeah, so Brittany gets his body done for the 50th time. And maybe it's not the 50th time, but it feels like it's the 50th time.
No, she got her chin done when the series had first started, but this is the first time with the body. Some some things I see of her, she looks smaller. Other things she doesn't. She
I don't
was
care what
so
she does,
gorgeous.
she always looks the same. And I think it is because the weight is not being maintained. I don't think she's hefty. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if you're looking for a particular body shape, and I feel like in my mind, I know what Brittany's looking for.
She
You're
wants to be a
not going to
tiny white woman
maintain
like she
that
used to be.
unless you push away from the boiling crab. You can't have boiling crab sleepovers and think that you're going to keep weight off. I would recommend she get on a GLP-1.
That's what someone online today said. She does, because as a fellow girl who loves fast food, like if it was not so unhealthy, I would eat fast food morning, noon, and night. I love it.
Gosh, like a McDonald's
But
hates to see me coming.
no, I live right by one.
Same.
I love McDonald's. I love In-N-Out. I love it all. Brittany has an issue with food noise. I can eventually block it out. I don't think
Can
Brittany
I
has
just
gotten there
say,
yet.
I didn't even know you could order Taco Bell on Postmates until I watched Vanderpump Rules and she ordered Taco Bell on Postmates.
Yet, oh my god, I know that because of my friend Jen. She's vegetarian, and so like Taco Bell has a lot of good stuff for vegetarians. And so we would be literally at the bars, and she'd be like, "Okay, we're gonna leave soon. All right, I'm gonna order my Taco Bell so it's there when I get home."
Period. A
And I was
queen,
like,
an
"Jen, you
icon,
are
a
so
legend.
smart,
So smart. But yeah,
like so smart."
she has everybody over for boiling crab for her final feast before she has to have her body redone, and then she has her friends come over and take care of her, which I thought was interesting because normally we see Mama Brittany come into town for such things. But you
I
know,
feel like she was focused. Sherry was focused on Cruz.
which that's more important anyway. Um, we get
Yeah.
Jesse and Michelle and the whole divorce of it all because not much happened in this episode either, right?
Oh no no no! You want to know something that killed me with Jasmine? I was called her Jessica.
Oh
I
yeah,
think I was
let's talk
thinking of
about the
Jesse's name
Jasmine of
too.
it all. Run that
When
down.
so first off, when she said, "I don't know, I'm drinking like Opus," I was like, "That's like a $500-600 bottle of wine
Yeah, that's a good
that you're
one.
casually drinking out of seafood boil. That don't make no sense." And then I also thought, okay, you know how Jax had that like Cristal collection?
Yeah.
I said, I know Jax is somewhere fuming that they're drinking his Opus one.
Oh
Because
well.
Brittany was like, I don't even know what was in there. I don't even drink wine. I said, Jax is fuming. He forgot the Opus one.
Well, not to mention
I'm
like
actually jealous. I've never had Opus.
I'm not like a champagne person, so not for me.
No, this is a Cabernet. So I am going to Napa in June, but the tasting at Opus One, and this is why I've never had it before, is $80 for
Yeah, I don't
one tasting, not a flight. And I'm just like,
yeah,
I don't
that's steep.
know,
But I mean
maybe because I'm there for work, so like
well, I understand people being
maybe I'll
into like,
splurge.
you know,
I'm sure
for
Amanda will go with me, my coworker.
um yeah, I think
I
that
would buy. You know, I love my wine, so I would buy it if I had the budget.
um I think that's all that
But
really
what
happened.
killed me was when
Oh,
they were outside.
hold on, hold on.
So when wait, sorry, I think
Okay. Hopefully that's the last, every once in a while, the Wi-Fi around here wants to ruin my life.
Okay, so you know when they're outside at Brittany's crab boil, and I don't know if this is just funny editing or if this is really Zach's feelings, but when Jasmine is rambling on and on because she is a little drunk. She's
Mm-hmm.
just like rambling on and on because her feelings are hurt. And Zach is just sitting there looking at her like, and she's just
Yeah.
like, well, I mean, no one cares about me. Well, and Kristen's like, everyone's like kind of ignoring her, but she's just talking. And I found it so fucking funny. I was like, Jess.
Can I
And then
be
she's like,
honest?
well, I'm drunk. Let me go drink.
I I I don't think Jasmine is a good fit on this show.
She's not at all.
I
They
just
keep trying
like
to fit a square peg in a round hole. Let it go.
I know they're friends with her or whatever, and I guess I buy that from like Kristen and Zach, but and of course like Janet and Danny too. But like there's just I don't know if it's her personality or what it is, but she just doesn't do it for me, and I don't think she does it for them either, and it shows.
I think she's uncomfortable on camera. Like, I just want her gone. She
Cuz
can
like
be like a cute friend up, pop in here and there, but I just don't think this group is for her. She doesn't feel safe and comfortable in this group, you know?
that's what it is. That's what it is. I feel like she's always on guard, and when you're the only black person
She's
hanging
always
out.
awkward.
Yeah, when you're the only black person hanging out in a group of non-black people, you already feel like the odd one out and like you're misunderstood as it is. So that already makes you vulnerable and more like a moving target because they may not even know what hits you and you take offense to, right? And as your
Exactly.
friend, they're supposed to be open to hearing that. But, it's just like she often feels like she's not heard. And this is coming up over and over and over again for her. And
Like
it's
every
starting to make
season,
it
like
sound like
enough.
she's beating a dead horse. And I'm not saying her
But
feelings are not valid, but it's just like it's the same whiny thing every season. I don't know.
I'm happy with her and Kristen's resolution to their conversation. I thought that was very sweet. And I love how Kristen said, I allowed my hatred for Janet to overshadow your true feelings because her feelings were all valid. It's just like they hate Janet so much, they would rather sacrifice you.
And I'm getting over that too. Like, either find a way to move forward with Janet and Danny, or they need to make some casting decisions. Because I
Jason,
hate Jason. I always call him Danny. Um,
I could see him being a Danny.
yeah, he looks like a Danny to me. Find a
Mm-hmm.
way to make it work with her and move forward, or bring her on another friend, or get them off the show. Because I'm over, like, and I know Kristen is that kind of person who can't move on when she hates a person. We know that about Kristen, but it's not very
She
becoming.
invented dog with a bone.
Yeah, it's not very becoming at your age to not know how to move forward. I mean, she didn't sleep with Luke. She didn't steal money from her bank account. She's a little obnoxious and she elaborates when she tells stories. You all do that.
I actually
So
like Janet this season.
she's not bothering me. She's not bothering
I
me.
didn't
So
I didn't think I'd say it, but I don't, and I can't stand her.
how have we not talked about the loan?
Oh my God. Jesse, Mama, Diva.
Like, I know that you
Don't do
always
that.
say, what I love that you always say is about Jesse is he has no money, and we knew that. But you went and did you went and got a PPP loan and then went on a family vacation.
What's worse, a man with no money is a man in debt.
Who's expecting women to take care of it? Because now it lends itself to the narrative that the extravagant lifestyle you're currently living is because of Lacey.
Oh, I always knew it was Lacey. Jesse doesn't give, I sell houses. Kind of like
No, 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 no. I
Mercedes.
know I've always known it was Lacey too, but my point is, like, you're just really leaning into that. Like, that you're good with that as a man. That's very interesting to me. The fact that this woman had to hunt you
Jesse
down to divorce her.
Jesse is like a woman in a man's body. He was not meant to work in labor. He was meant to be taken care of. And it is wild.
It is not becoming.
I felt so bad for them. I go in and out of liking Michelle, but I genuinely or generally like her. Like usually I'm like,
It
she's a
doesn't
little
bother me.
robotic.
And
But
now
yeah,
that
she's
she's
not
totally
offensive.
separate from him and like that's not a thing anymore, she really doesn't bother me. When they were trying to sort their shit out, she got
She
on my
was
nerves.
miserable.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was so miserable. Now she's a little lighter. She's a little free. Um, and I felt really bad because you could tell they did love each other at one point, and I think they still do love each other, but this relationship is not healthy for her. And I'm a big supporter of divorce. I love it. I think everyone should get a divorce if they want to, but it's always going to be sad.
Oh yeah, especially
And
when you
so I
have a
was just like, this was
child.
a nice, tender moment.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
sounds like they
It's
had
like
a
a
great
dissolution of your family.
Yeah, it sounds like they had a great pandemic relationship slash marriage, like a lot of people did, and then real life
Mhm.
reconvened, like for a lot of people, and it just wasn't the same once we didn't have to quarantine with each other all day. That's how it comes across to me. But again, not an episode that had a lot of meat and potatoes, like just kind of like drops of
You want to
stuff
hear
here and
something
there.
funny
Hmm.
that I thought of you immediately when
What?
they were showing the mid-season trailer and Lala was talking about her talk with Danny and Nia, and she's like, she was like a lineman in a prairie dress.
The dresses
I said, calm
are
down.
a lot. You live in the
When
hot ass
she showed
valley.
up,
They filmed this in the summer. I know them underarms and thighs is
hot as
rubbing and
fuck.
shaking.
When she showed up to that crab boil with that baby, it said, here goes Nia and this damn baby again. Enough.
And like
I'm
again,
sick. I can't.
but that was them. Again, it's not very much. And again, I could have like this humglum attitude because that's what my week was, but I didn't feel like it was like that thrilling of an episode, The Valley. It was just like, okay.
but it also wasn't dark. So
No, no,
I
no.
enjoyed it.
That's valuable.
Yeah,
Um,
they're getting on dark.
I'm okay with that. But let's get into a little bit of darkness. Well, it wasn't dark, depending on how you look at it, which is the summer house reunion, and then
Wait,
we'll
let's
leave.
go Southern
Oh, I
hospitality
forgot
really
about
quick.
Southern Hospitality. Yes, 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 yes. That was a decent episode.
So, oh my God, I loved it. It was a weird finale. It needed one more episode, but whatever.
You already know
Um,
who I'm ready to lay
Michaels,
into.
I was on your side when you were demoted via email. And then fast forward, there were talks of this. I need him to cut the fucking drama. He is too goddamn sensitive. I can't with the fucking tears. You're 25 years old. Grow up. Enough.
I'm
Enough. I
going
can't
to
take it.
say
I was like,
I don't like to label people aggressive, but when he's angry, he loses a bit of control of himself. Like the whole standing
dude,
up,
he blacks out.
it's ridiculous. Now,
It's
in
wild.
his defense though, and I'm Michael's to this bullshit, I don't like, and I know they're filming a reality show, but that does not make this a requirement. I don't like it when I'm having a conversation with someone and our friends think that we need an audience, or your
Oh my
friends or
God,
whoever. Get
Cherie.
the fuck back.
That boils my blood when everyone on a reality TV show does that. Because half the time, they're not adding anything
At
good
all.
to the
At
drama.
all.
They're just standing there saying dumb fucking comments. You're not even adding to the drama. At least add to the drama. At least when Tama Barney does it, she adds some shit. She puts some sauce on top.
Well, I guess that's what Mia called
TJ's
herself
standing there like a
doing.
goddamn fool.
And it's like, I thought him and Mia were friends. Like, why would you even be in here asking questions that you know he doesn't want to answer, or at least honestly? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Because this is my issue with Southern Hospitality is now they have a few key players that don't really work there. And so they don't feel confident in just being a friend in the group, which they all, to me, they're all equal, like people. They're like a Schwartz. You don't need to work there to be a part of the show. You just
Yeah.
fit in. But
Yeah.
I don't think they're comfortable with that yet.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
Mia's always trying to get her little grubby hands in things. And you know what I realized? I find Mia very visually a pleasing. Like she's so pretty. Like I could look at her all day. And then I like look at her follower count and I'm like, it's not translating because you're on a show, you're pretty, blah, blah, blah. She's kind of blah,
You know what?
you
Mia
know?
gets, she's starting to get on my nerves. Like I feel like she knows she's that bitch, which is fine. You should have self-confidence, but she's starting to act
Mm-hmm.
like she knows she's that bitch, if you get what I'm trying to
Exactly. And
say.
it's making her boring.
It's not even that it's making her boring. I feel like she's starting to act like somebody she's not. Like I feel like she's starting to show up like even like the conversation they
Maybe
like.
that's why I'm bored by it because it doesn't seem authentic. Maybe that's what the issue is.
And I don't really need, again, it's like her and TJ have this scene that they shot together where he's going into great detail about what happened on his date. And again, like I don't need this as a viewer. And I don't think TJ's mother needed that as a viewer. Like it's just like, I don't know. And it's like all these two do when they get together is talk about how
Talk
deep
about
somebody
sex.
took it. Like, I
Talk
don't
about
know.
sex.
It's too
It's
much. And so she gets on my nerves.
I'm
I just
not
think like
into it.
I'm not writing her like everybody else is right now. She's just kind of like, okay, she's pretty, okay.
Yeah, she needs to
She's
like
kind of a dick.
chill. Joe Bradley, I listened to an interview with him and I was like, "Oh, I kind of like you. Like I kind of I get it. I get why people say you're charming." But then on the show, it just it doesn't it's like he's almost a different person on the show. How can you
Well,
be
I don't
so stupid?
understand why Maddie doesn't bring him down to planet Earth. I mean, let's just talk about it. So, nothing really happens in this episode outside of this party. Everybody's getting ready to go to this party that
Yeah.
Love is throwing. Because yeah, Lake had an art show, great, not much happened. TJ breaks
Oh,
down that he's seeing somebody new to Mia. Boom, that's done. Good into the fact that they hooked up. This is the same person he brings as his date to Leva's party. Everybody in the background though is talking
he's
about
hot.
how what is the girl's name that Michaels has an issue with? I always forget her name. The one that was fired.
Molly.
Everyone in the
Molly.
background is talking about how Molly's going to confront Michaels over whether or not he knew that she was getting fired. My thing about that is you guys are not friends. You don't even like him. He does not like you. Why would he owe you that? But okay, fine. So we get to the
And this
party.
is also my thing. He's an AGM. Of course he's going to know.
It's and ultimately,
I'm not seeing what the big issue is
even if
here.
he pled his case and was like, "No, I think she should stay." It doesn't matter. He's an AGM. He doesn't really make that decision. So
I'm not getting the issue, but
I
I
don't
think
get
it's
the
because
issue.
I think it goes back to she thinks I'm not going to be able to film as much if I don't work there. I think that's her real issue
Well, that
because you
is
have
going
a
to
real
be the
job.
issue. That is going to be the issue. You won't be able to film as
And,
much.
sh- and
So
she's also boring.
I don't. Hello, I had to ask you what her name is. I don't even ever remember her name. So, anyways,
I don't even know how I know that.
yeah, she sits Michaels down. She confronts him. He denies it, of course, and basically was like, as they're talking, everybody's inching closer, like, lions on their prey. And he keeps on saying, "Give me 50 fucking feet. Get the fuck back. I don't need an audience." But they're skirting away and slowly making their way back. Eventually, he has a full audience of people listening to this conversation, and they're badgering him. Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Emmy's kind of double talking here. She's changing up what she actually said to
I'm so
Molly.
over her. She completely flipped what she said. She had all these cojones when she was in Puerto Rico or the DR, and then now she's like, "Oh no, I didn't say that."
So that adds more fuel to the fire too of like this confusion between these two because you're the one that's throwing this bomb and walking away as always, Emmy. So Michaels eventually blows up because he feels teamed up on, in my opinion. There's like
Because I
17
would have
people.
blown up too.
But
I would have
again,
blown up. I'm actually shocked it took them that long to get there.
there's ways to blow up in public when you're at a work event, which is to basically say fuck you guys and walk away. But what he did ended up drawing the attention of his boss because he made a scene. And it's like,
And then
Michael,
he always stands up and he's like 6'4". So it's such a like
and you're
spectacle when he
towering over
stands.
women. I don't
Like,
care if you're gay, you're towering over women, screaming in their faces. It's really not even that deep, but he allows them to take him there because he's young and he has self-control issues. So that's basically the gist of that. Like, he's pissed that they all teamed up on him and he couldn't say his piece. And he eventually says, "No, I didn't have anything to do with that because if it was up to me, I would have fired your ass a long time ago. I don't like you. We don't like each other. So
which I was like, oh, he blacked out.
yeah, like what are we talking about?" So then Leva gets up there and she makes the announcement. Now, oh, I should mention earlier in the episode, Joe, as if he has a choice, is sitting around, rolling around in his head that do I go into business for myself or do I partner with Leva as if that's an option? And he finally makes the decision that
He's so delusional.
he's going to give Leva the opportunity to work with him. So he goes to this party with that in his head, like, all right, I'm pitching my business plans to Leva, only for Leva to get up on the balcony of this party with another business partner and announce not only is she opening a new place, but it's going to have a rooftop, which is exactly what her and Joe loosely spoke about him managing. That was before Joe decided to go play roadie for his girlfriend. And so she announces that she's opening this with this business partner, and him and his girlfriend are in the stands looking like someone pissed in their Cheerios. And then they have the unmitigated gall to go confront Leva about her decision to not include Joe in her business plans. What did you think about all this?
It was the most insane thing I have ever witnessed in my life because I watched that scene like 3 times and I peeled back the layers. So, what I heard was Leva said, yes, we were going to do a rooftop and you were going to be a part of it. And then you left.
Oh, by
Because
the
for
way,
him
she
to say
also
Leva,
lets the cat out of the bag. I feel like this is important to mention. He was a
oh,
salaried
that
team
she's paying
member.
him to not be there.
Yes. Yes.
When she said that, I said, Joe, I'd be licking her ass Do you know what I have to do for my salary? It ain't just showing up 3 days a week at a club, hanging out with my
If
friends.
I did not show up to work without letting my boss know that I was not showing up for weeks at a time to go follow my boyfriend while he DJ'd, I would not have a
I'd
job
be
when I came
fired.
back.
I'd be
So that in
fired.
and of
And she kept
itself.
you on payroll. I was just like, so she
And
said,
then
"Oh yeah,
Maddie's
you guys
dumbass when
talked about
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Sorry.
doing this whole rooftop thing. You guys were in agreement. She had you on board and then you disappeared. And she kept having to go forward because I'm sure she had lots of money, lots of permits, lots of things with the city, decor people, all of this. And because you didn't show up and your part in this is so minuscule, she said, I'm not doing this with Joe. I'm doing this with my new CEO.
Yeah. Yeah, no, agreed. Like I did not even understand why him or his wily-eyed girlfriend thought it was a good idea to sit this woman down at a party launch, no less. So they're there to celebrate this. And you're
Well,
trying to
she
bring
did
her.
come in the room.
That's true. That's true. But for Maddie to sit there
But,
and back
but to
him
even
up,
bring it up,
yeah, and then back up his delusions, like I would have been like, yo, babe, so maybe this isn't the time to bring this up with her.
this is not the time.
So that was pretty much their
It just
finale.
shows that he is so, both of them, they're so immature.
So immature. So immature. You don't have a clue in life as to what the fuck you're doing. And then also too,
I'm
I
happy she
also
cussed them out. I don't even like Leva
and it's like she was very patient in that conversation before she blew up too, by the way. Like she had a lot more patience with
because
him than
they
I
just
would
kept
have.
testing her. They kept pushing her, and finally, she was like, "You're not a motherfucking planet Earth." And I said, "Thank you," because in my mind, I was like, "Leva, I don't even like you, but why are you being too so nice? They
Yeah.
don't deserve your niceness.
Yeah. I did
They're
not get
talking to
it.
you fucking sideways." When he's like, "I could go be partying with somebody else," she said, "Then do it.
Nobody's stopping
Then
you.
do it.
Nobody is
So
stopping you.
rock it."
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, that
I
was
thought it was a
them.
great season. I'm
It
excited
was
for
okay.
the
I'm
reunion.
excited to get rid of Emmy if she's not coming back next season. Like it just took up so
There's
much of
no
the
way she
season.
can.
Yeah, so I'm excited for them to get past that and for us to get a shakeup next season. I still think it's a great show, but I need some of the darkness by way of Emmy out of here.
Yeah, because when Emmy's not around, I'm like happy.
Yeah.
Michael's is enough dark.
Agreed. Agreed. Speaking of dark, I guess we can transition to Summer House. Although I keep saying dark, and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
We have their reunion start out with the iOS press release heard around the world. Lindsay's
Oh yeah.
recording her confessional with Kyle for In the City, it looks like. And he comes in or actually she's just recording her confessional. And Kyle comes in and tells her to check her text messages. And then like clockwork, everybody starts calling her and everyone gets on a five-way phone call to review the announcement that was West and Amanda dating. They're sharing a dressing room this season at the reunion, which is interesting. Very much giving couple. Sierra looks amazing. And, everyone sits down and guns are blazing. And you would think guns would only be blazing from Sierra's end, but they're also blazing for whatever reason from Amanda's end. Like she's very pompous. She's very dismissive.
It's so strange that she's not just like putting her tail between her legs and apologizing.
It's or at least having some form of humility. There's none. There's none. So the main factors we find out in this reunion is one, Jesse Solomon swears he did not know. Amanda confirms, although I don't know how far her word goes these days. She confirms Jesse Solomon did not know about her
I
and
don't
Wes.
think he knew
I don't think
because,
so.
and I will say this till I am blue in the face, and I've said this to you before. Jesse and West are not real friends.
No,
Jesse does not like West. He
no.
has not liked West for a long time.
Yeah,
West is jealous of Jesse. Jesse thinks West is a loser.
yeah.
So West would not confide in Jesse. Jesse knew the same way everyone else knew because they were doing weird shit in public with each other. And Jesse was like, But this is not a Schwartz and Sandoval. Those two are lovers. Those two
Yeah.
are they're tight.
Maybe because of the leaks I heard, I didn't find this part of the reunion like particularly riveting. Because a lot of the meat and potatoes I had kind of already heard already, which was basically
Mm-hmm.
Sierra telling Amanda that you are still very much married and you're acting as if,
In the
you're
state of
not.
New Jersey.
Yeah, well, Sierra said New York and Carl corrected and said
Yeah, in the Carl, New Jersey. He's
New
like, I had
Jersey.
to get ordained in New Jersey.
And Amanda is
I'm
doing
gonna just
nothing but
read
making
what
a bunch
Amanda
of excuses for her behavior. I mean, she has an excuse for everything that Sierra had to say.
for everything. And I'm gonna read what Amanda told Sierra. What she texted her.
Okay.
Hi, checking in. The internet is fucking on one right now, and I feel like everything I do is under a microscope, and I can't believe I'm even having to text you this right now. But West and I are very much so just friends. That would have been the perfect in for you to say, hey, I think I like your nigga.
Because I think the issue that they're never going to get away from is that you continued to lie. You had multiple
Mm-hmm.
opportunities where people were just saying, listen, I just want you to be honest with me. People that you claim to know really closely and care about are coming to you and saying, please tell me the truth. And you're literally staring them in the eye, sending them text messages, lying in their face. Then you have the nerve to bring your narrow ass on this reunion. And when asked certain questions by somebody who you literally considered a friend 6 months before this, she doesn't deserve answers from you. You have the nerve to tell her fuck off when she implies that you could ever do this to Katie DeLuca, your real friend. Fuck off to that. But to you, Sierra, yeah, I'll still your man. And then when Sierra was breaking down
And the
to
things that
West,
no one,
go ahead.
this is what no one wants to say because West is being slightly a gentleman here. Him and Sierra were still fucking.
Sierra said that.
That's the
Sierra
quiet part no one's
Sierra
saying
was
out loud.
that's why
Well,
Sierra
she
was
said spend the night,
do you ever spend the night at a
and
man's
he
house
tried to
and
say,
not
but we
sleep with
weren't
him?
having sex. No, no, no. I know. But at the beginning, he said, oh, we took the sex out of it. And I think he was trying to be like nice. It's like, okay, why start now? But it's like, and then even Amanda was like, did you see her go
Yeah.
kind of like two
Yeah.
times?
Yeah. So
I
it's like,
thought you were just fucking Miha. I didn't know you were fucking Miha and Sierra and Chicago girl
well,
and
even
girl
like
from
how
Missouri or whoever.
anytime Andy brings up anything where it's like he should have had a feeling for Sierra, like for instance, when he brought up Sierra and the house that she's restoring, her family home. And he was like, West, basically he asked him something along the lines of like, did you feel bad being left out of that moment, considering how close you and Sierra once were? And he used a bunch of word salad, but said basically like, well, once we were cool, she told me anyway, so not really. No, I didn't feel all that. Like any question that they're asking about his feelings for her at that time, he's trying to completely diminish. And it's like, again, this is your time to stand in your truth. You can easily say, yeah, I was crazy about Sierra and I was mad that if that's the case, I don't know. Again, like Lindsay
Yeah.
said, he's so good. Because I'm trying to
But this is
rationalize with
also what
something that's completely irrational here.
the internet reminded me that Wes was Lindsay's friend at first. That's how he got in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why she's so upset because she's like, now I feel like you used me to get on the show. You used Sierra to stay relevant on the show. Sierra was starting to get sick of your shit. So now you're using Amanda because,
Mm-hmm.
the internet is saying he thought Amanda was going to be the next Ariana. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
he was sticking up for her so hard in the house and being her knight in shining armor. And I don't even think he started as wanting anything with Amanda, but I think he attached himself to her and she's so weak. She saw that as romantic and she's not bad to look at and she has huge tits. So he just went along with it.
Yeah,
And then he saw an
Kyle,
opportunity to spike Sierra.
I saw that Kyle basically agreed with that theory as well. He said like that's the one that makes the most sense to him as to like what the motivation could be on West's end. But we Sierra
And
had
he just saw a
some
twofer.
yeah, Sierra had some zingers in there. She brought up to Amanda, of course, the timeline when Yes, I was asking you to hang out. I was trying to get a hold of you, which again, we last saw them on TV, hugging, saying you're my best friend, crying in each other's
Crying.
arms. So me asking you to hang out and checking in on you should not feel like a far-fetched thought. And I also hate it when girls do this shit. When you are friends with a group of girls and there's a particular girl and you're like, hey, I called you, you didn't call me back, or hey, we were supposed to hang out and you never hit me up. Oh my God, why are you so obsessed with me? I don't have to answer every single one of your calls. And that's kind of how Amanda was acting like, oh my God, am I not allowed to have time for myself? And then West was like,
When
and
she said,
you were
I don't
newly
want everyone
single.
knowing where I am all the time.
But you didn't even name, you said my management, my friend, like you didn't even name people. You don't have friends. And then you have Wes whispering
She
in your
doesn't.
ear, well, you were newly single, so okay, what does that have to do with not responding
I
to your
think what
best
they need to
friend?
get in their schools is it's not about her being married. No one actually gives a fuck if she cheated on Kyle. That's my baby for real. But if she cheated on that man, I'd be like, eh. We care about the deceit with a man that Sierra's probably telling her about her and West, like being friendly again.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know I'm friendly with this nigga and now you're fucking him, yeah, you're a bad person. It's
Yeah.
different. It's like, oh, you guys dated 5 years ago and now we're whatever. That I would probably let slide a little bit. But it's like,
Yeah.
this was in the same calendar year.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's just again,
This was not an old ex of hers.
it's the unmitigated gall for me. It's like the lack of being able to read the room. Um we got also Mia's package, which I'm not going to go too deep into because it was mostly sad. You know, Mia's package surrounds a lot of grief. That's a little tender for me
Yeah.
right now. But she seems like she's doing better. They
Mm-hmm.
explore the fact that KJ, Sierra, and Mia are like, you know, two sisters to the little bro. They get in his ass. He likes it. He likes having two older sisters. They get into the fact that he's had some issues with his mental health. He had to check himself in somewhere due to self-harm. And, you know, I'm glad KJ sharing his story and everything. I don't know that reality TV is the right thing for him. Um,
No.
you know, he just seems
And
like
I don't like his new song.
I didn't even listen to it.
It keeps coming across my page.
I like you know, KJ just doesn't do it for me. I know everybody loves him. That's fine. I love that for you all.
He's sweet, but I don't need him on my TV.
Yeah, he just for this to be his freshman year on TV, so to speak. And I'm not saying people that struggle with mental health issues shouldn't be on TV. That's not what I'm saying at all when I say what I'm about to say. But I feel like this is only season 1. And the things that can happen on reality TV shows that we've watched throughout the years, we literally watch people die between seasons on Housewives, all kinds of
Mm-hmm.
things. If this got to you, and I'm not saying this is what landed him in inpatient care either. But I'm just saying we heard him a lot talk about anxiety and things that get in his head a lot this season. And then we heard him on the couch at the reunion also talk about how he struggles with these things internally. And I like we also watched Carl struggle through certain things as well throughout the years. But Carl kind of did this, you know, KJ came in doing this. And so I just kind of feel like
Yeah, I think we found him at a low probably in his depression and the
yeah.
bipolar. He probably was like manic or something. I don't want to, I'm not a,
Well, he said
obviously I'm
he
not a
was
doctor.
diagnosed with BPD there. So
But what I'm saying is maybe he was like going through the swings of it and he didn't know
yeah, and I
yet.
just think that he does a lot of stuff on the internet for attention, not the stuff that he where he talks about his mental health, but like his online presence for me is very like
He's very Gen Z.
if you have to constantly tell me how much you love and all these things, it's just like I stopped believing it at some point. So I feel like we're getting KJ's representative a lot of the time. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I don't feel like he is showing up as his authentic self. And I think that he uses the mental health stuff to try to be relatable with other people, but I feel like that's gonna end up becoming his shtick if he doesn't pivot that a little bit. And I don't want his only character arc on this show to be the black guy that struggles with his mental health. That's all.
Yeah, I like KJ, but I don't know if this is the right time for him to be on my screen. Um, but we shall see.
To each his own.
I think part two will actually be good because we left off with the bang.
Did we
And,
cover all the
some
Sierra?
people are
Did we
saying,
cover everything Sierra said? There was the text messages between her and Amanda. There they covered, the timeline between her and West, and that they were in fact talking after the show wrapped. Also, we're gonna see on In the City next week, her and West meeting up with everybody and hanging out. So that further
yeah.
explains that.
Well, I'm getting to the whole part where Lindsay is like, you use women. This is not going to last, Amanda. He's going to throw you away when he's done with you. And Sierra is like, well, maybe it will work because he needs to be the star in the relationship. And you're weak. You're going to sit there on mute and you're going to let him do whatever he wants. And it goes back to I am convinced that Kyle and Carl would thrive with a black woman
Well, I mean, going back to West
because
though, I think it's very interesting and telling that as people were sitting there at this reunion and making accusations about how he felt about Amanda, so he doesn't take you seriously, he's never going to do this, you were just this to him. He never once interjected him and like, you guys know that's not how I feel about her. I actually do care a lot about her. I know you guys
not
don't really
once
care. Like he has never said a thing.
he
People are
sat on
starting to
mute.
think, people are saying online that they think they took downers, and that's why they were both so.
Oh, no. When she showed up in that dressing room, I said she is on the most perfect cocktail of beta blockers and Xanax and something else. They were both heavily medicated because
Yeah.
there is no way that you go into that type of situation the way they did.
Yeah.
Like they were high. And I don't mean high like,
No,
oh,
they were
fun,
low.
they
They
did
were low.
lines.
They were not
Like,
high. They were low.
yeah, they
Like,
were heavily medicated.
yeah.
Like her pupils were so big. She sat there stoic. He was even
Yeah.
more drugged than she was. It took Sierra calling her a mute for her to finally feel something. I
And
said, give
it's
me
like
that cocktail.
for Kyle to be like, oh, well, that kind of hurt me too. Kyle, I'm not here to protect your feelings. Like, if that's how you treated your wife in your marriage, then you got to eat that diss too. It is what it is. I'm sorry you got hit by the crossfire, but I also don't care. Like, don't care.
And that's why he was like, because I think I've always said, I think a woman like Lindsay would be great for Carl. I mean Kyle, not Carl. But why say a black woman? I just feel like because us as black women, we are very honest, straightforward. That has I think that's a reason why a lot of the relationships I have do not really last because a lot of men don't like to hear honest feedback, like how Lindsay was giving Carl honest feedback on his career and his new life trajectory, on this sober path. And I feel like from a black woman, I think they would take it a little different because that's why I like having white male bosses. You're never on the same playing field.
Courtney, if they
Like a
don't
black woman will
respect
always
the
be below
white women in their life, what on God's green earth makes you think either of those white men would
because
respect a black
a white man
woman?
is always above a black woman. We are never in competition.
Then
And I
why would you
think
want to
that
put that on one of us?
no, I'm not. No, I don't say it in a bad way. That's just the way America is set up. It's not necessarily the white man looks down, but we're never in competition. We will never be in
Right. So then
competition with
you're
a white
putting,
man.
proverbially, you're putting a black woman in a position to be with a man that
I'm
would
just
never
saying,
be.
I think they would do
I'm
well,
not
and
putting
I
that
think
on
they would have
any of
more
my black
respect.
sisters. I ain't putting that juju on them. I
I
didn't say
think,
that, sisters.
I
I
think
didn't
if
say it.
not Carl. Oh, I hate that their names are so similar. I think if Kyle tomorrow got with Sierra, he would be a whole different man.
I think
Or even
Sierra,
a
because
Lindsay, even a
Sierra
white
is
woman like
attractive,
Lindsay.
but there's been black women in that house, and neither of them have ever acted super kind to black women as a whole. So they're nice to Sierra because Sierra's hot. But I remember they treated Gabby like she didn't exist. They treated Maya like she didn't exist. So I don't think that that would ever be a thing for either of them. I'm sorry, I don't.
they're not the type of black woman. I'm Gabby and me are not the Maya are not the type of black woman
I'm
I'm talking
saying
about a
that I
certain
don't
black
think
woman,
either of those two
not
white
every black
men
woman.
could ever be attracted to a black woman. Like, I don't see it. I don't see it.
I don't not see it.
I think that they
I
would
see it
like, I
probably
think
more
I could
for
see them getting with like an Ava
Kyle
Dash
than I do
or
Carl.
something like that, where you got like a drop of black in you. But I
They
don't
have
see
got to
them.
quit throwing. I do not like that girl. I'm sick of the Ava Dash. I can't even get into it right now.
Well,
Actually, I
we'll
have to
talk
watch
about
her for
her
like
when that show
5
comes
months.
on. But that was pretty
Yeah,
much
I
it. I
cannot
mean,
stand her or her damn daddy.
I watched the reunion twice. It was like not riveting TV to me because, like I said, a chunk of it was already leaked, and we spend a lot of time talking about timelines and things like that. So I think probably part
That
two
don't
is
matter.
probably going to get more into the Amanda Kyle of it all. I think,
Yeah.
which I am
I
interested
think
to
it's going
hear.
to be all 3 parts, I think are going to be good.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be good, and I think I'm just gonna look forward to part two a little bit more because I ruined it for myself with the spoilers. But I still I'm fine with
I
that.
almost honestly, I forgot about the spoilers when it came back up. I forgot I had already heard that because it happened so long ago in my brain. So it was all kind of new.
Yeah, no, I just I mean it was part one. You know, part one is always just kind of like, eh. So
Gotta gotta
yeah.
ease into it.
In the city, not a ton going on that show either
God, I
this
forgot about
episode.
that show.
Yeah, I mean, Amanda was just giddy to be moving out of the apartment. That's
Oh
for
my
sure.
God, she could not move out quicker.
I've never seen her happier around
Honestly,
Kyle.
Kyle was excited for her to move. When I saw the state they were living in, I said, oh, yeah, he wants her gone. Because, like he told his mom, I want to be able to walk into my home and not be accosted with junk.
Well, not to mention, like, when he continually brings up the fact that he'll go out of town for 5, 6, 10 days and she won't reach out to him at all. Like, she won't say, did you land? What are you guys doing? What's your itinerary? Like, my sister is not my husband, and my sister leaves, and I'm like, I need your entire itinerary. I need to know where you're going. I need to know when you land. So, I mean, I think that he was definitely ready for her to go because it's like, if I'm going to live with a person who doesn't give a shit about me, I can just live by myself. Now, he does make the comment, though, like,
Live by myself.
he does make the comment, though, that where he's almost cognitive of the fact that this is the beginning of the end because he goes, I've never seen a husband and wife who are working on their marriage separate and that be a good thing for them. But we'll see what happens, you know? Um,
It's just, I mean, Kenny keeps aching me out,
yeah, because it's
but
like,
I do like him and Lindsay going at it. I
well,
think
you're
they're a
not going
good
to make
match to go
me
at
feel
it
bad
together.
for you that you started hoeing around as a grief response to losing your mom. Like you can legitimize that to
It's a very
yourself.
male response.
And it's like, oh, how dare somebody make fun of me for that? Nobody was making fun of you. Nobody was calling you a fuckboy. If you feel like one, that's a you problem. It's in you. It's not on you. Okay? But like you're not going to make this a moment. Like I was just like this is not going to be a grief moment where we're equating what you do with your penis as a grief response. I don't
I
care.
was I was so irritated. That girl just wants to be on TV.
And it doesn't
I'm
change the
sick of
facts of what
Danielle.
Lindsay's saying. It does not change the facts, which is that nobody that we know would move across the country for a man that does not have a ring for her.
It's weird.
It doesn't negate what she's saying as true. I
And
mean,
he said she's not the love of my life.
right. That's the thing.
You said that, sir, not me.
Right. So I'm just like, what
I
is the
can't
big
wait for her
deal?
to see that. And then at their little clubhouse reunion, her be like, oh, we talked about that. And she's just gonna explain it away. And girl, if you like it, I fucking love it.
I feel like he just wants to have an issue with Lindsay because it's a popular thing to do
Yes, Lindsay is an easy person to beef with.
and to rile her
So
up.
yeah,
I think
like,
everybody needs to stop trying to force Lindsay to become friends with Danielle again. Like they have a
oh
history.
God, no.
I did laugh at the flashback where Danielle asked her to lunch. She goes, "Can I think about it? I'm really busy."
No, the funniest part to me was she's like crouched down and she's like,
Yeah, it's just
I'm like,
like,
Danielle, cut it. But she knows to get ample screen time and to stay on the show, she
You
needs to have
gotta
some
kiss
sort
the
of something with
ring. You
Lindsay,
gotta
whether it's,
kiss the ring. And I mean, this is
yeah,
Lindsay's
whether it's
show.
friendship. But it looks like her and Lindsay have buried the hatchet. Lindsay was touching
Yeah.
her belly.
Yeah, I
That's
saw that.
intimate.
I saw that.
So
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it because I hate Danielle, but I hope her baby is healthy. God bless.
We learned a bit more about the dynamics between Lindsay and her two friends on the show, the two girlfriends, which great, don't care.
I love Georgina.
I like Georgina. I like both of Lindsay's friends. I think they come across nice. Um we got more backstory on
Yeah.
the bar owner. What was his name? I forget his name.
Gavin.
Gavin. We got more story on him, which I thought he was like
I was gonna call
mulatto
him Gavin.
too, but that's just because he's bald. It's he just comes across that way because he's bald. He's black like this.
I thought also he kind of gave gay for a minute.
Definitely could see that. Definitely could see that. But I mean, I can't recall much else that happened in that episode,
It's
right?
the city is slow. It's like a nice steady. It's nothing super exciting. It's
Not
not
yet.
if it wasn't after Summer House, I don't know if I would immediately watch it, but
Sure.
I'm enjoying it.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's a nice
Yeah.
addition
I'm
to what's
enjoying
already
it.
on. Yeah, yeah.
It's no Rhode Island. It's not
No.
like but I like I said, I'm interested in the players.
Obviously, I'm even more invested this particular first season because of the Kyle Amanda of it all.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna stick with it. We'll stick beside her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a
Light
cute little
watch.
show.
Like a little light watch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got. Ain't got no mo. But
Yeah,
you
I'm
know
gonna
where to
try to
find
see if
us
I can go
next week.
outside while it's nice out.
Yes, it's California is starting to California show her ass, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy about, except for in the morning, which we won't get into. The May gray and June gloom is real.
It's
But
real.
you know where to find us: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere.
YouTube.
YouTube, most importantly, please go to our YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. We're happy to talk to you guys in the comments as well. Good
Oh my God, I love
opinions,
I
opinions
live
that
for the
are
comments.
opposing. Yes, if you disagree, that's fine too. It's all engagement at the end of the day. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, if
You can tell me
nothing,
I'm jealous of Kelly's body.
that, yeah, you can if you
Yeah,
want
I'm
to.
jealous of Kelly's
You
body
can if you want
and
to.
face. I'm so jealous.
Oh my God. Anyways,
Like I look like
bye.
this. I'm not. Say bye, Mickey.
Bye.